Now in this video we will resume our first app development and we will talk about starting another activity. So as in our earlier videos you have seen that an activity is basically a class which is extending app compact activity, another class of Android framework. Now if you want to start another activity, that basically means that you want to see something else on your screen. For example, as of now your screen shows up like this. Let's say you click on this button and you want another screen to show up, right? In that case we will have to start another activity. So that exactly what it means to start a new activity, right? So now here is an activity. Let me switch on to Java code here. Yeah, so as you can see, this is the same code that you have been seeing in my Android Studio. And let's say there is a method which is called as send message, right? And this method will be called when the user taps the send button, right? So this is what the scenario is. You want this method to be called when the user clicks on that button or taps the send button, right? So what you need to do is, the first thing that you need to do is you need to have the on-click property put inside the activity underscore main XML as one of the attributes. Let me do that. So as you can see, I'll go to this button and here I will put as a second attribute, I will put on click. Android Studio is quite helpful and it gives you all the hints when you start typing. And in this on click I will type the name of the method that I want to keep. So let's say I want to keep the name of the method as send to next screen. All right, so I have kept the name of the method here, and now we need to build an intent. We will see what an intent is. Before that, let me first explain to you what is exactly going to happen here. So what exactly will happen here is that you will be whenever the button is clicked, the entire Android framework, it will try to find out a method with the name as send to next screen inside your main activity file, right? So we will have to define the method also here. Yeah, and now if we go back, now here is a method that has been created, send to next screen, view. So whenever the user clicks on this button, this method will be called, which is present inside the main activity here, right? Now because you have to go to the next screen, like I said earlier, you will have to start an intent. And what an intent is basically another class. It's an object which you will create of an intent class that provides runtime binding between separate components such as two activities. So like we had discussed this earlier, there are several components in Android, and one of those components is activities, which is actually a class in Java terms, right? So you basically will start and create an object of intent class which will act as a binding between two separate components which are activities, right? And as the word in English means, it is basically an intent to do something, right? So you use an intent whenever you want to do something, right? As you can see, here's an example which they have provided here. Intent is a class, the object is getting created. This is the name of the object, intent, new intent. It's a constructor here. This constructor takes two arguments, this and display message activity dot class. So this is basically I'm sure you are already aware of this keyword. It's a keyword in Java. So this basically means the current context where the application is right now, and this basically means where you want to go to, right? The next context that you want to go to. So any guesses what exactly is this? This is actually a class which you will have to create, and this this is not actually a class, it's an activity which you're going to create, right? And this will basically make the screen change, because the next screen that you're going to see will belong to this activity, right? And here is something which they have done. Apart from taking you to the next screen, they're also going to take the data from this screen to another screen, right? So this is how you take the data. First you create an object of edit text class. This is edit text a class. Then you create an object of it. This is typecasting happening here. Find view by id is a method that returns the view that is present inside this. R is for resource, id is the id that is present in your XML, and edit text is the id, right? So like I said earlier also, every component has got an id. So here button has got an id, which is button, right? And here edit text also has got an id. So this is basically an attempt to bind the XML with the class object that you are creating here. And once you do this, you will be able to explore, or rather use, all the features available with the widget edit text, right? We're creating a string here, string message, edit text, get text to string. There are two methods that are available. You call these two methods simultaneously, one after the other, in edit text, on the edit text object. And once you do that, then you are calling a method called as put extra. Intent is an object. Put extra method, an extra message is a static constant that is available in Android, which you have to mention. Basically this is sort of a key that you have to put here every time you want to put a message to, or put a string to an intent. So this is basically sort of loading your intent with a string, and to do so you will have to use this constant and message start activity intent. So this entire code goes inside this method send message. In our case the name was something else. It was send to next screen, right? So the entire code goes in here, and that basically initiates the this basically ensures that you are taken to the next screen, right? So whenever you get these red your code is made red and you have an underline coming here, this basically means that you need to import this class. And for that, if you are a Windows user, you have to type alt and enter. Once you do that, these all classes will get included, and these error messages will go away. Now one thing which is pending is display message activity. Let us do this in our next video.